can massage therapy fix chronic back pain and sciatica? That's going to be the topic of today, because I know a lot of people say, should I go get a massage, right? Should I go get a massage? Should I do this? Should I do that? I got a lot of questions, right? I got a question recently. I haven't replied to it, so if you're watching this, but I got, like, just as an example of the type of questions I get, I got one question where someone said, "Hey, is lat pull downs okay for a herniated disc?" Right? And so whenever I get questions like this or any other questions, it's really important for me to provide as much nuanced knowledge, so like not black and white knowledge, because most of the time this stuff isn't black and white. I think that's the thing that we really have to take into consideration, is when we're dealing with back pain, someone might tell you, hey, like walking's great, you got to do it, it's great for a disc herniation. And then somebody walks and they just walk and walk and walk and walk until their pain is so bad. And they're like, well, it started off feeling good. My doctor or my physiotherapist or my trainer said walking's good. I looked on the internet, it says it's good. The mistake that everyone makes here is that they think that the thing is good, the prescription is good. That's not how this works, okay? Especially when you're in chronic pain, okay? So that's the big takeaway for today, is that, I want to answer the question is, can massage therapy fix your chronic back pain? Well, I guess like the secret's out. No, it can't fix it, but I do want to explain how it might be able to help you in your journey, and like what the actual outcomes could be from doing massage therapy, and so that why you might even want to do it, or maybe why you might want to avoid it, okay? So if you're thinking about massage therapy for back pain and sciatica, essentially this is what you need to know before you book your session, okay? So let's talk about it. How can massage therapy actually help you with back pain and sciatica? So massage therapy can temporarily reduce pain. It can relax tight muscles. That can be like compressing on the nerve, for example, right? When you have all this like compression, could be squeezing the nerve. Like the compression and tightness you could have could be from a disc herniation, for example, which causes all your muscles to clamp up to protect you. And then what happens is then maybe it's squeezing the muscles, right? So it's like chicken or the egg type thing, okay? So if you get the massage, you can take some of the tension off, and then some of that compression goes away and you feel better, okay? It can improve circulation to speed up recovery, right? So a lot of times you're not really moving when you get into these pain situations, right? Because you're frozen. And so the body gets loose, you get blood flow into the area, you start to feel better. Now you can start to move more freely, okay? And then it can essentially start to stimulate the nervous system to reduce pain perception, okay? So a lot of times, like, you've probably had this before, where you like push on something, like you have like a tight spot and you just push on it, and it's like, oh, that feels so good, right? So that's one thing that they're like, oh man, this is amazing, that felt so good. So that's kind of that pain perception. Or like people use like TENS machines or other things like that, or sometimes you use like just heat on your stomach or something because you have like a stomach ache. That's that same thing. Like you're essentially you're modulating the pain perception, right, by like distracting it or anything, okay? Okay, so here are the most common types of massages for back pain and sciatica. Okay, there's different massage techniques that target different issues. Okay, Swedish massage is generally for relaxation and improves circulation. A deep tissue massage, on the other hand, targets deeper muscle layers and knots. So like you're targeting, those deeper layers, you're digging into stuff. Trigger point therapy is designed to release painful muscles and knots and trigger points, okay? Myofascial release is focusing on reducing tension in the connective tissue. And then neuromuscular therapy addresses nerve-related pain and muscle tightness. And so in some cases, if you have like a very skilled therapist, they may know multiple different types, and they can adapt the type to you specifically, right? So like if they're very skilled, they can actually say like, okay, what do you need? And they can give that to you, okay? So essentially, let's break it down. Swedish massage uses light to moderate pressure with long strokes. It's best for general relaxation, maybe some mild muscle tension and stress relief. Or like, let's say you're just like real stressed, you just want to relax and breathe. A Swedish massage might be good, okay? It's not necessarily ideal for chronic back pain or deep muscle tightness, because you're just going to get like that surface level I guess, sensation. Okay. Um, Deep tissue. All right. So how does deep tissue work? So it uses slow, deep strokes to release tight muscles. Okay. So chronic, it's really good if you have chronic muscle tension or postural imbalances. Okay. And that's really, really important because again, like sometimes you just need this, like, oh, I need the muscle to be released, right? It can be painful, and it can cause soreness afterwards, especially if you're not used to that type of stimulation. Okay, so be wary with any of these like deeper massages. If you've never received them before, they can really, really cause irritation. So just be cautious of that when you go into these types of situations. Okay. Next one is trigger point therapy. So how does it work? So it applies sustained pressure to muscle knots, trigger points that refer pain elsewhere. So like you think about, you have like a knot and you put on it and you're just pushing and pushing and pushing. Eventually, like, the idea here is that it like dissipates, it goes away. It can be good for sciatica caused by tight glutes or piriformis syndrome. All right. Be cautious. Again, this can be super intense and soreness is common after the treatment, right? Like, if you've never done this before and you go into it, you may actually think you're like more hurt after, because your body's going to be like, what the hell did you do? But at the end of the day, if everything calms down properly and you have some time to relax, you might feel better. Again, I can't guarantee anything here, but typically if some of these muscles, the tension can be released and you get some blood flow, like after 1 or 2 days, you'll likely feel a little bit better. Myofascial release. So focuses on stretching and releasing tight fascia, so connective tissue. It's best for chronic stiffness, reduced mobility, and postural imbalances. So it may require multiple sessions for long-term results. And then neuromuscular therapy. So this is NMT. So it combines deep tissue massage and nerve-focused pressure techniques. So this would be best for nerve-related pain, including sciatica and muscle dysfunction. All right. Okay. And just to make sure, like, that's not a quick fix. That one also requires multiple sessions. Okay. Okay. So if there is a problem with massage, what is it, right? Well, massage doesn't fix the weak muscles or poor movement habits, right? Or poor movement patterns. If you don't correct how you move, the pain's just going to keep coming back. So even if, like, say you go get a massage, it reduces the tightness and pain, you're just going to have to come back again. If you don't actually intervene on the thing that's causing your body to get tight, right? So if you don't correct how you move, the pain just comes back, right? So muscles tighten up as a protective mechanism. So until you fix that root cause, they're going to stay tight. And you're just kind of doing some like quick fix work again. And this is not a shot at massage therapists. I think massage therapy is a great part of the holistic approach to solving this problem, right? Like, you want to just do all the things you can. You want to sleep well, you want to move well, you want to train your muscles. You might want to get some massage once in a while. Okay, I do my own myofascial release with a massage ball, right? I go find trigger points. I do that on my own time. And so it's part of my overall process, okay? So what you need to do instead of focusing solely on massage is rebuild movement patterns to prevent future pain, okay? So you want to build up a level of stability and movement patterns that are going to support you through your daily life without instigating more pain. So that requires you to strengthen weak muscles and build up those muscles that may be weak so that the tightness dissipates, okay? And then at the end of the day, also improve mobility and stability to avoid compensation, right? So typically speaking, now again, there's exceptions to this. Like if you're hypermobile people are already just like, they can do crazy stuff. All their joints are very, they don't need to be more mobility, okay? So if you're hypermobile and you're listening to this, I'm not talking to you. You definitely need stability and strength, so do not listen to me. But most people aren't hypermobile. So if you're not, then what you would likely have is you'll want to have mobility in your hips, some increased mobility, but you want stability in your trunk, so in your core, typically. Okay, now it's not to say that your core doesn't require mobility, it does, but the likelihood is that you've been moving more at your trunk to compensate for a lack of some hip ability. So if you can kind of build that to like a level that's that can actually help you move. So like, I guess what I'm trying to say here is you want to be able to have your core as the stable element of your body so that your arms and legs have free movement. Because if your core doesn't have this stability, then where does the stability come for the mobility, right? Okay, so if you, again, at the end of the day, if you don't address the cause, the pain's going to keep coming back. Massage will help, but it doesn't rebuild your movement or build up strength. So what you need to do is rehab plus strength training. This can often resolve pain without relying on constant massages. Okay, now again, I'm not talking about relaxing massages or going to a massage once a month. I like massages. They're nice. Like, it's nice to have somebody else doing the work for you, and sometimes it's just relaxing. So like, I'm not talking about that. But if you're trying to do it to get out of your chronic pain, then after that, that's not going to be a good solution, right? Like, oh, this is going to work, I just got to keep going back. It's not going to work. Okay, it might help you for the short term, but it will not be a long-term solution. So the real solution for your back pain and sciatica, if you want something to learn some skills that are more sustainable, I have a program that I put together. It's completely free. It's a free program. It's called the Back Pain Solution, and it's my gift to you to start the process of healing. Okay, so if you're watching this, just comment back pain. I will gift it to you. If you're watching this later, if you're watching this on Instagram, you can DM me back pain and I will gift it to you. It's a great program, and it'll get you started on some of the strength training you need to do, some of the protocols you need to do right away, so that you can start to build up some sustainability, stop making the back pain worse. Okay. So that's all I got. I do see that there's a question here on Instagram. Let me see here. I have a few questions. What do I got here? What do I think about cryotherapy? I mean, I don't know. I've never done cryotherapy. I've done cold plunging, so I can speak to that. I mean, I've looked it up. Cold therapy typically can be beneficial for some people. Again, I don't know if cryotherapy brings on the same effects as cold plunging, so I'll speak to cold plunging. So cold plunging can affect your hormone levels. Noradrenaline is a common one that gets referenced. That will go up. It rises your cortisol, which again, you might be thinking it's bad, but in this case, well, it could be bad. Again, there's no such things that are just good. Okay. If I drink enough of this water, I can die, and water is supposed to be good for you. You can die if you drink too much water. It's facts. So nothing is good, but I've done cold plunging. I know for some people, heat and cold can really bring down some of their pain sensitivity. It can modulate your pain. Okay, and so I've done some other lives about this. You can check out the podcast as well on YouTube, where I talk about some of the effects of hot and cold therapy. But at the end of the day, it really can help with how you experience pain. So it can lower pain sensitivity and in some inflammation, but it's not going to solve your back pain, right? It's just not, right? Because your back pain could be happening for many different reasons. It's not just going to solve it just because you're going in a cold tub. Yeah. What do I think is the best therapy for nerve system? I don't understand what you mean by that. Sorry, I cannot answer that question. Okay. What do we got here? See, I'm on TikTok as well now. So if you want to follow my lives there as well, I'm on TikTok. Okay. So that's all I want to talk about today. I just want to give you guys some information on massage, because I know a lot of people, again, the one big lesson I want everyone to take here is, if you're asking me or anybody, a doctor or anybody, they say, is X going to help this? Or is it good for this, I should say. And the answer is always going to be depends. The question really should be, is this going to be bad for my back? I think that's the bigger question, right? A lot of times we don't ask that. We're always trying to find the thing that's going to be good. Hey, is this going to help me? But the thing is, I think there's a lot of things that could help you. The thing that we get caught up in is we don't think about what are the things that could harm me. And so I think in this case, right, massage can be helpful, can be a tool. but it's not going to fix it. And so one of the biggest things I tell people is if you go get a massage, let's say, and it flares you up, and for a week you're in more pain and the nerve pain gets worse, well, whatever massage you got is not good for you. Do not go back again being like, well, maybe it's going to work. No, don't do it, right? Just don't. Now, and the exception to that would be is if you're working with someone specifically and you trust that expert and they're telling you this is part of the path, this is part of the journey. If they have some insight into that and they can guarantee, that's a whole different other thing. But if you just are just trying random massages, you go there, you don't know the person, my back hurts, right? It'd be like if I go for a jog. I had someone ask me like, hey, is jogging good for herniated discs? And I said, well, did you go for a jog? They said, yeah. And they said, how'd you feel? They're like, felt worse. I said, do you want me to answer that? Like, I didn't say that, but no, it's not good for you. You're not ready for it yet, right? That doesn't mean you never will be, but there's probably a bunch of steps of things that you may have to do first, or some capacities that you have to build, or maybe just time needs to pass and you need to heal a little bit more. But I think a lot of times we're always trying to throw more things at it when a lot of times we need to remove things. We need to simplify things, not add more. It's not about like, what more can I throw at this? It's probably I need to stop doing a lot of things so that I can reset my body. Okay. Anyways, I can go on and on about that. I just wanted to come on here to do a quick live. So we're going to wrap at that. I appreciate you for watching. And again, if you want my free back pain solution, just type back pain in the comments and I will send it your way. And I want to wish you luck on your healing journey. And if you want to reach out to me, you can on, if you're wherever you are, if you want to DM me, Instagram is DARCYCOSS. It's Darcy Koss. If you want to follow me on YouTube, just search Darcy Koss. And TikTok, Darcy Koss. It's all Darcy Koss. So COSS. I'm out. I appreciate you. And again, like I said, if you want to drop me a message, if I can help you, you let me know.